Yeah.
Ram,
Can you hear
are you
me?
there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? Do you hear me?
Are you there, Ram?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what, yeah. So this is what generally we do, right? So this is what generally. Yeah. So this is what generally that complete transaction between the provider to the payer happens through 835 and 837. So this is what generally the complete picture over this. Do you understand this? Is it clear to you now?
Yeah. So the coordination of benefit that we were discussing.
Yes, yes.
So
Tell me.
is it similar to the claim form, or the claim form
No,
is
no,
different
claims
than
forms are
the?
different, Ram, because that is no way related. I will show you the claim forms to you as separate because
Okay.
those EDI transaction forms, ANSI code forms will be as separate. Because 835 codes, we use codes, but the kind of forms will be in form of ANSI X19 or something like. So that sort of forms will be available. So those forms are different. Coordination form is different. Coordination
So
form only explains us about the benefits as well as the information of these details.
okay. So 837. I was under the impression that the 837 contains the claim information, but that's not the case, right?
Sorry.
834 is the one that 834 is the one that contains the claim information, or
See, claim information will be sent from the provider to providee as well as on the 837 basis. On 837 basis, it will be provided. It will be sent.
right?
Okay.
So the uh,
Yeah.
so the 837 is having the coordination of benefit as well as the claims form.
Coordination of benefits is a separate form, followed by this patient treatment details and all everything will be prepared under the ANSI, wherein it is comes under 837. That is separate. In that 837 itself, coordination of benefits is a separate form. At the same time, even claim submission form will be a separate. Both two
Oh,
different
okay, okay, got
forms.
it, got it.
Because both
So
are
this,
not same.
mhm,
Coordination of benefits will be as separate, and this form will also be as separate. It will be.
sure. So every time when the patient goes for treatment, so we are going to have the coordination of COB as well as
Yes, 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 yes,
the
yes, yes.
claim
When there
form.
is a submission has taken place, I'm talking about. Whenever there is a submission taken place, subject to condition, right? So submission of the claim, whenever it is taken place, so coordination of the benefit form has to be updated by us, by the team. That you have to do it. Because this coordination of the benefit form will have all the details, the subscriber details, which insurance plans they had, and all everything. So this information will be there. Medical procedure, whatever the treatment given for a particular patient, whatever the detailed medical procedures and all everything comes under that form. Claim submission form.
Okay,
There it comes. It's
okay,
not here. Understood?
okay.
Clear?
S- Right. So this COB goes 837 clearinghouse to
To the
facets.
pay, to the payer, to the payer.
Where?
End of the day,
So
it will
where
be
does
reached
it,
to the payer.
right? Where does it store in that case?
Because they have their own claim forms, right? So even payer will also have a facets application. Both ends will have an
Correct.
application, right? So because provider have a facets application to transfer the claims and all everything at the same time receiving the claim adjudication and all. In the same manner, even payer insurance company will also use this facets application because they also should
Correct.
receive the forms and all everything through clearing houses, right? So they'll have their own facets application as separate.
Right. Yeah, payers will have it. So the
Yes,
payers will receive this 837, the
yes,
coordination of benefit.
yes.
And so
Followed by
how they
coordination of
relate,
benefits. Followed by coordination of benefits, they will receive. Yes.
okay.
Hmm.
So how they relate the COB with the claim form that is coming.
That is where generally we talk about the adjudication process. That is where generally related because in this claim submission form, treatment about the medical details will be updated in that. Okay. But whereas if you see this closely, when we talk about coordination of benefits form never explain about the kind of what kind of treatment we have given, what was the codes we have used for the procedure and diagnosis. Nothing was mentioned in the coordination of benefits. Coordination of the benefits is a form which will be give you a high level glimpse over the patient details followed by the subscriber details, etc., which plan these people have, etc., etc. When we are talking about claim submission form will have all the information. What was the treatment we have given? What was the diagnosis we have made? So for that, which code number was used? And how much will be the total cost, medical complete billing cost? What will be the cost of the treatment? Everything will be mentioned in that form. Okay, so whenever a payer has received both the forms, receiver will compare, right? So whatever the coordination of the benefit information, which will be almost the same as whatever they have given, high level information will be there in this claim submission form or not, we'll see. This is where generally it comes under claim scrubber come into picture. That is what I told you in the beginning, if you remember. Because claim scrubbers will be used as a confirmation repository where they have to say whatever the code numbers they have given was rightly mentioned or not. Once if there is any mistakes in terms of the code numbers, whatever they have used, followed by the cost it was mentioned, there what will happen, automatically payer will do the claim adjudication again with the payer through this 835, and whatever the information they want to receive from them and all everything, they will receive the information against to the request what they have made and all. They will receive the information from the payer provided to the payer later. Understand? Clear?
Sure. So I'm still trying to relate. So 837 COB comes, claim form come. What? So I'm just trying to visualize in the facets application. So what is the process that matches the COB with the claim form?
Major details will the membership ID number, member ID number followed by the patient name. Okay, these details will be matches. So one is about the patient name. Okay, this one. At the same time, member ID number, whatever the member ID number, whoever the subscribers and all that. At the same time, which insurance plan these people have, right? If these people have Medicare or Medicare plans, or else if they have any other insurance plan and all that. So those plan details, because they have to mention the plan details here as well. So these informations will be compared on a high level note. Rest of the things, the medical procedure. Rest of the things, medical procedures will be updated in it.
Correct. And from the facets perspective, I'm trying to see what would be the process. So this is the process you mentioned.
Yes.
From
See,
correct.
either we may be using facets or anything. The process remains constant. This process never changes. Process remains the same. Because
Correct.
application, whatever we are using, will have a difference. The process remains same. That never changes.
Right. So I'm trying to understand the name of the process inside the facets that does the comparison or mapping between the coordination of benefit and the claim form that we receive. So there would be some facets, the name of the process or some functionality, right?
Let me write down. See, I'll tell you in a minute. I'll write down in order to remove the confusion. Let me write down the steps which are involved in it. Okay. Let me write down. Claim processing steps I'll write down on a Word document so that you can understand this well. Okay. Can I write on the Word document, please? Or do you want to write something on your own?
No, that's fine. Word is
fine. Do you want me to explain? Here.
Yeah, if you can explain, that would be.
Yeah. See, first of all, I'll write down the steps to you, right? What are the claim processing steps primarily involves, I'll write. Okay. So that will be okay. Claim processing steps are divided into 3 steps. Okay, are divided into 3 steps. The first one is claim submission. First one is the claim submission. Second, explanation of benefits. Okay. Next, claim settlement. Okay. Listen, clear, right? These are the 3 steps.
Yeah.
One is claim submission. Second, explanation of benefits. Third is the claim settlement. Now, when we talk about claim processing, right? So when we are talking about this processing steps and all everything, right? So generally, in this, generally there are points which we need to understand here. When there is a claim submission happen, followed by this, there is some adjudication will be taken place, right? Claim adjudication will also take place here. Because once the submission happens, if there is any queries to be resolved and all everything, this claim adjudication will be taken place. Understood? Clear, right? Now, once the adjudication is done against to the claim submission, what they have done, explanation of benefits. In this explanation of benefits, again, this claim adjudication will be taken care of. Again, because claim adjudication doesn't have any, what I can say, doesn't have any lapse, right? So claim adjudication can be applied by an insurance payer n number of times, as long as he has any questions and all everything. So usually they will do the claim adjudication with the payer, right? That is how to the provider. This is how generally it happens. So major things, what is that you need to understand? One is the claim submission, first step. Second is claim benefits, second step. Claim settlement is the third step. Okay, clear? Are you clear or not? Okay, Ram, are you listening? Right now.
Yes.
Now here, the major question you need to understand here, what are the things an insurance company or a payer will check, right? This is your question. Okay, points that will check by the payer, nothing but an insurance company. As follows. Okay. First of all, right? So because whenever the claim submission they have received and what information they want to cross check and all everything is what they have to see. First of all, is that pre-authorization process approved or not? First point. Because pre-authorization process has to be approved based upon the validity, etc., benefits, etc. Am I right? Right?
Right.
Wrong, listening, right? So pre-authorization process approved or not has to be decided. Well, will be cross-checking by the insurance company. First point. Second, does the claim matches the details which was given in the pre-authorization request? They have to see this as well. Okay, right? Next point is that patient eligible for a claim in any of the means. Right? Is he eligible for the patient of a claim or not? So that we have to cross check. Next, is there any duplication of claim or not? Is there any duplication of claim which was, because sometimes duplication not by intention, I say it's an ignorance. Sometimes double submissions might be taken place. So which leads to duplication, because duplication is not by intention, I'm saying. Sometimes when there is a process they have submitted, maybe they might have sent it twice. So this they have to cross check, right? Duplication of claims and all everything is there or not is what they have to see. Next, is that hospital or else I can call them as provider is in the approved list of network. Okay, is that approved in the list of network or not is what we have to see, because normally network will be of two, east and west, right? East network and west network. In which network is this hospital? Will they have the approved? Will there be in this approved list or not? Is what they have to see. Right. Next, is that diagnosis, whatever they have made to the patient, is valid or not? Okay. Next, is that treatment given to the patient is that treatment given to the patient medically necessary or not? Following up.
Yes.
Right. Next, is that the treatment being coded correctly or not? Because whatever the treatment they have given, right? So everything, the code numbers and all, everything should be accurate. That's what we have to ensure. This is something required. Next, is that the claim request which was sent by the provider and all everything, the request amount, whatever the request amount is validated. Because is it overrated or is it overpriced or is it equally priced? Because overpriced sometimes might be taken place. So is there any kind of overpriced or underpriced? So that we have to see. These are the points which generally an insurance company will see once whenever they have received the claim submission from the provider. Clear?
Yeah, and how do they check it?
Yeah,
Through
this
the
this
executive.
normally to check this, generally there are two ways. One is manually they do, automation they do, through automation. Through automation means using these facets and as well as this sort of application, this validation process will be taking place. Why? Because this facets application, whenever we are working on this application and all, there are some business rules which will be included in it. Because these are the predefined business rules which will be included in the facets application, means this information. This information will be, these business rules will be interpreted in the facets application itself. So based on that, what will happen? Usually manual verification is not possible as the applications were very high in terms of the quantity and all everything. So there will be auto verification process which will be taking place in the facets application itself. But generally for that, there are some business rules which has to be updated in the application. This is where generally sometimes customization might be taken place from organization to organization. Because facets customized application, the kind of modules what they have remains constant, that never changes. But apart from that, what else is required? Apart from that, if there is any kind of customization according to their industry as well as their company needs and all everything, so company will do this custom, means whoever is taking facets application, they will make this application customized according to the business rules what they have. This automation process will be taken care of by the providers, by the facets application itself. In the facet application, we have that. Understood? Clear? No?
Okay, clear. So do you happen to know the name of the process that verifies in the facets, for example, adjudication or something like that?
Adjudication is a continuous process now. Adjudication is the process won't be happen in one day. Okay, adjudication is so when there are any kind of queries to be resolved by the payer, automatically adjudication will be continuous thing. Adjudication will not happen in one time, right?
Correct, correct. So so for example uh, the, the provider has given the cost of the treatment is $100.
Right.
So do we check that during the adjudication or?
That is what. See, for example, let me put it this way. For example, these are the informations which in pair has cross-checked, right? Now, in this, they have seen last point what was mentioned. For example, for some X-ray or something like it is taking somewhere around $25 is what generally the amount which was validated for a particular insurance plan. Okay. But now, provider, whoever the healthcare provider was mentioned somewhere around $75 for that particular X-ray or whatever the procedure, right? It could be, right? So usually it will be applicable $25. This is what the commitment which was decided. Commitment which was decided earlier. Okay. But when they have cross-checked, they came to know that for that particular one, the $75 is the amount which was mentioned by the provider on the records. So this is where generally this claim adjudication come into picture. Whenever the adjudication details will be mentioned by the payer, so they cross-check everything and whatever the queries to be resolved, everything will be make a list of it, and this claim adjudication again will be sent back to the provider for the verification purpose. So provider has to give the authorized details, clarification on the particular adjudication points which was updated, which was mentioned by the payer. Understand? Clear? You got my point?
Yeah, I do have. Yeah, I did.
Right. So
I do
this,
have
see,
some.
normally all these points are considered as business rules. Okay, whatever the points I mentioned you, all these points are comes under the business rules of the particular payer. So based on these business rules, this facets application will be customized. So when there is any kind of submission of the claim submission form was received by the facets application itself, automatically all these points will be verified. If there is any corrections the facets application have identified, automatically those correction details will be paid on that. So based on the claim adjudication will be processed by the payer to the provider. Again, provider has to give the clarification on those particular queries which was raised by the payer. So after that, finally, payments and all everything happens once it is decided. Because sometimes this is not, for example, a person has taken a rent of a room for a night stay for 1 day it is, which is costing around somewhere around $90. Let's say, for example, or $9 or $10, whatever it is. But whatever the room he has taken may be something overpriced. So the difference amount has to be paid by the patient. So these are all comes under the claim payment submission. Whenever there is a claim payment happen, that time it comes. Not here. Because before that, this claim adjudication based on the decision will be taken by the payer. Because how much are they going to pay is absolutely in the discretion of the payer itself, based upon the rules and regulations, based upon the policy conditions, which are applicable on the particular policy. That's the reason why type of policies also matters. Because if it is Medicare, the facilities will be different, right? If it is Medicare, the facilities are different. Because I'll tell you one correction here. For example, there was a claim submission happen where person has undergone the treatment and he was treated. He has got the claim request was made and claim payment was completed successfully. There is a condition here because I'm giving you one condition here. With the same identical procedure, the same person has joined within 30 days of time, claim submission will not be taken place. Do you understand, Ram? Clear? Ram, are you following or not?
Yeah, I did. I do have some other questions as well. So maybe
Please go ahead. Please
in
go ahead.
subsequent meeting we can discuss.
Okay, right. You can make a note of it and Monday we'll discuss all this. No problem. Okay.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Okay,
Right
sir.
on.